Hello everyone, happy Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday. I love Fridays, I love the weekend, I love every day of the week. Today we are talking about freedom. Now, as you know, in May 19th through May 21st here in Sedona, I'm hosting a retreat called Find Your Freedom. We do have some spaces left. And I know some of you have been thinking about coming, and so I wanted to give you some things to feel into to know if this is the right place for you to be. So, what does it mean to be in your freedom? Hey, Shara. What does freedom mean to you? For me, freedom is a lot of things. Freedom is the choice of how I live my life, my lifestyle, how I spend my time, how I spend my money, how I spend my days. You know, I love to garden, I love to be out in nature, so by being an entrepreneur and supporting myself with my gifts and my talents, I give myself the freedom to do those things. So when you are thinking about your freedom, I invite you to think about, what does freedom actually mean for me? Like, if I were free in my life, and ask yourself this question: if I'm free in my life, what does my life look like? What choices do I make? How do I spend my money? How do I spend my time? What am I doing during the day? What friends am I hanging out with? You know, with whom am I spending my time? Thank you, Kevin. Welcome, Christy. Thanks for joining. Think about these questions. Freedom Friday. Yes, I love it. Good alliteration. It's Freedom Friday, guys. Yes, claim your freedom today. What does that mean to you if you're truly free in your life? So comment in the comments below. Tell me what that means to you. If you have your freedom, what do your days look like? How do you spend your time? What people are you hanging around with? And I started out asking myself those questions years ago, and my life has evolved into the place where it is now, where I'm spending time with the people that I choose. You know, for the most part, life happens. I'm spending my money the way I want to. I'm spending my time the way I want to, which is really important for me. I need lots of time in nature, lots of time in my garden. Basically, I'm creating my life the way that I desire it to be. So what is it for you? Tell me. Outside with my family, yes. Thank you, Christy. Tell me in the comments. What does it mean when you have your freedom? What does your life look like? Tell me what freedom means to you. So, the other question I want to ask is, how do you free yourself? What does it mean to free yourself? What does it take? Like, if you're going to free yourself, what attitude does it take? What commitment and discipline does it take? What does it take to free yourself? You know, we're all wired differently. We're all in different life circumstances. So that's always a consideration. That's always something, like, you can't compare yourself to me. I can't compare myself to you. What it takes to achieve my freedom may be different than what it takes for you. But it is important for you to know what it takes so that you can get from where you are now to your freedom. So, you know, for me, I'll share again, because I do believe that my experience has been very powerful. You know, I grew up Mennonite and Christian, and whenever I share this, I always say, I love my family. I'm grateful for how I was raised. What I share is absolutely no dishonor or disrespect to them. That's really important for me to convey. So I grew up Mennonite, and now I channel Prime Creator. How did I get from there to here? I created it. I set my intentions. This is how I want my life to look. Now, I didn't create that I was going to channel Prime Creator. I didn't create that I was going to be a spiritual teacher, like, at least not consciously. When I first woke up, that was, you know, my theme was just freedom, to free myself. So what I needed to do was I needed to address any of my shadow aspects. I needed to dig deep and look within myself to see where I was holding myself back, what limiting belief systems I had, what limiting thought patterns I had. And from there, then I could start to create what I wanted, because what I needed to do was I needed to see that those things were going on and then address them. And when I say address them, I mean confront them, look at them, feel them, rewire my thinking about it, transmute the energy around it, All of those things were really important for me to get to where I am now. And I still do those things because I'm still moving into greater levels of freedom for myself, right? There's always more. So as I am on this freedom journey, I continue to address anything that shows up in my shadow aspects. I address things that show up in my light aspects. Sometimes freedom means that you receive the light that you are, that you remember yourself in the light as well. It's not just about looking at the shadow. It's also about embracing the light that you are. And actually, some people are a little bit scared of their light, and I was one of them. But when I began to embrace all of myself and my shadow, my light, everything, then I was able to operate more from my wholeness. And when I'm operating from my wholeness, that's true freedom for me, because it gives me the sovereignty to say, I choose this, I'm not engaging with this, I release this person from my experience unless they want to come back to me with a different vibration. It gives me the sovereignty to make the choices that are in my highest alignments. And so as I extend the invitation for you to come to this retreat in May, where you can find your freedom, these are some of the things that you can consider. What do I want my life to look like? What freedom do I want to have in my life? How do I want to navigate from my sovereignty? These are things that we will be addressing in the retreat. How you can free yourself. It doesn't matter, look, it doesn't matter where it is that you want freedom in your life. It doesn't matter what issue it is that you have. The approach is always the same: to address it, to confront it with loving support in a sacred space. And that's what the container of the retreat is all about, offering you that loving space. So it doesn't matter if you have an addiction that you want to free yourself from. It doesn't matter if you have people in your life that aren't working for you anymore and you want to learn how to navigate in freedom with that. Thanks for joining, Crystalline. It doesn't matter what it is that's limiting you or holding you back from your freedom. What matters is that you come willing and ready to do the work. And I do point that out because coming to a retreat is about receiving, and it's also about that strong held intention that you're going to deal with whatever it is that you need to deal with to get you from where you are now to your freedom. And that's the amazing part about coming to the retreat, though, is that you have that beautiful, loving, sacred container that Max and I provide for you to work through those issues that have been holding you back. It doesn't matter if it's been an issue for a year, an issue for 40 years, or 50 years, depending on your age. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if this has been a pattern that's been through many lifetimes. What matters is that you come willing and ready to transmute the energy of that, to do the inner work, to rebirth yourself. And here's one of the magical things that happens at the retreats is because the energy is so intense and powerful, because the vibrations are so high, the frequencies are so high, you get a reset, which means any of the patterns or programs that you've been working with, releasing and transmuting, in this concentrated space of energy, you get to hit the reset button. Thank you for sharing the video, Kevin. I appreciate it. You get to hit the reset button on your life, on the energies that are happening for you right now, and create something brand new. And when you go back home to your life after the retreat, you're going back a different person, and you reintegrate into your life as a new person. This has happened with Julia, and she has shared her testimonial on YouTube, so it's okay if I share her name and her experience. She released many fears. She worked through a lot of fears, and she went back into her life a completely different person. and now is having completely different life experiences where people are responding to her in a different way. Yes, Christy, I will absolutely post the link. It is creationtemple.com/retreat, but I will post the link after I am done with the video. Julia went back into her life a completely different person and is having completely different responses from her relationships and people around her because of the new person that she is. She rebirthed herself. Thank you, Demetrius, for sharing. I really appreciate it. And that's what's possible for you in this retreat setting, is you get to rebirth yourself into the next version of who you are. Now, you can do this in your own life as well. You don't have to come to a retreat in order to create this for yourself. And what it takes is commitment, discipline, being vulnerable and reaching out for support. Thank you for sharing the video, Christy. I appreciate it. It does take having a community around you to be able to do something like this, because we aren't meant to do this journey alone. And the magic of the retreat is you get that support system built in. So the people who attend are coming with the same intention to find their freedom. That's the theme of the retreat, right? So everyone that's coming already has that intention and goal in their heart. And so the people that you meet, you then get to go home and stay in touch with these people if you want to. And again, I'll use the example of Julia. She talks with her retreat participant, the people that she was in retreat with, almost every day, which is remarkable to me, because that is exactly why I wanted to do these retreats, to have people come together and create support systems for themselves. Hey, Karen. And I didn't even have anything to do with that. That was something that naturally evolved and occurred on its own, that the people who attended the other retreat are now in contact with each other on a regular basis and supporting each other. And so that's, I just love that, because it happened wholly organically. And that's what is required of you when you want to rebirth yourself, when you want to make these quantum leaps in your life, to be vulnerable and create the support systems for yourself. And so by attending the retreat, in some ways I'm making it a little bit easier for you, because you're going to almost instantly bond with the participants that are in attendance. The people that are coming are people who really want to make change and who really want to find their freedom. And they have that dedicated commitment to finding their freedom. And so if this is you, I'm lovingly inviting you to join us May 19th through the 21st here in Sedona, Arizona. You will receive the magic of the red rocks, the magic of the vortices here, the magic of this home. Max and I are hosting it in our home again, because the energies here are so special, so peaceful, so supportive of transformation. They're encoded, like literally this house is encoded with the energies of transformation, because that's the work I do on myself here. And this land, for however it works out, this land is immensely supportive. We will be spending time on the land in the sacred vortices of Sedona. On my land, I have the Alewa swirl, which is a very, very special vortex here in Sedona. The energies of Gaia's Ascended Self are assisting us as we walk through that Alewa swirl. It's amazing. It's beautiful. If you guys haven't seen a picture of it, let me know and I'll post that in the comments as well after I wrap up with this video. It's beautiful. You all will also receive deep support for your transformation, for your journey to find and discover your freedom. You will receive the highest caliber food. For those of you who know me, I used to be into holistic nutrition. Well, I still am, but I used to teach it. And so I'm very, very specific about the kind of food that I serve the retreat participants. And so our rejuvenation consultant is on board for this retreat. And what she actually does is she tunes into the energies of the retreat, the energies of the people attending, because you'll get to meet her when she delivers the food. And she will tune in to the energies of the retreat and prepare and imbue the food with love specifically for us at the retreat. It's amazing. The food is amazing. And I want to share with you guys this amazing food because I want you to know how enjoyable it can be to eat healthy. The food she makes is delicious, highly nutritious, mixture of elevating and grounding. Because when we're working with these intense energies, we need to be grounded. And so you'll have vegan options, vegetarian options, animal protein options, if that's something that your body needs. And you get to choose. You get to choose, what you need for your body. So when you register for the retreat, there is a release form that you'll fill out, and you'll let me know if you have any specific dietary preferences. And then we will accommodate those, because we want you to have the best food that's suited and aligned to your body so that you can make the quantum leaps that you deserve and desire during this retreat. You will also receive some beautiful one-on-one time. The space is limited to 10 people only because we want to have time to spend with each of you. So if you want a little bit of one-on-one time, you'll get that on the times when we go out on the land. And, it won't be like a full day of one-on-one time or anything like that, but, a few minutes here and there just to give you, if you have something that you don't want to share with the group, you'll get time just for individual interaction as well. So what you'll receive is 2 breakfasts and 3 lunches and 2.5 days with Max and I during the retreat. And you are on your own for travel and accommodations and things like that. Dinners, you're on your own. All the details are on the retreat website page, creationtemple.com/retreat. If you've been called to this, but you feel like you have, things in your way of getting here, this is your first declaration towards your freedom. When you say, yes, I am attending the retreat, I am coming, this is your first declaration moving you towards your freedom. So I love Rose and how she shared. Again, her video is on YouTube as well, her experience of the retreat and when she got home. Rose has a child with special needs, and she didn't even ask her husband if she could come. What she did was she empowered herself and she said, this is what I'm doing for myself. I've never done anything like this before, but this is what I'm doing because I need to be there. And so it doesn't matter what barriers you perceive to be in your way. You can empower yourself. You can take back your power, take the control, and say, I am doing this for me. It's my time. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or if you're 70. Like, age doesn't matter in any of this. When you decide it's your time, when you decide you deserve to have the transformation you've been desiring, and you say, yes, I'm coming to this retreat, that's when the energy starts to change for you. And I've seen it time and time again. For myself, when I've said yes to investing in myself, and for my clients, when they say yes to investing in themselves, as soon as you register, the energy starts to shift for you and things start to change in your life before you even get here. It's really magical. I can't explain it if I really wanted to go into how it works, but when you say yes to yourself, you shift the energy, and that's what's important. So if you've been feeling called to come to the retreat, but you feel like you have barriers in your way, take an honest look and look at how you're perceiving those barriers. And if you want to be here, receive it. Make it happen for yourself. We had one woman who said, I don't have the finances to come. Someone funded her trip to be here. So anything is possible. Release any barriers, release any limiting thinking. If you want to be here, say yes, and then allow it to happen for yourself. Take the inspired action steps you need to take to get the support you need to get here. To hire the childcare, to receive the finances, to release the fears, to do the travel to get here, whatever it is for you. And you guys, we have someone coming from Israel. So if she can make it here from that far away, there really are no barriers to being here if this is truly aligned for you. And if this isn't for you, that's totally fine. But if it is for you, I'm inviting you to really release those limiting belief systems so that you can get here and have the powerful experience that you deserve to have for your freedom. And so I'll come back to what I was asking in the beginning of this video. How do you free yourself? How do you find your freedom? How do you claim your freedom? What does it take? It takes commitment, discipline, releasing those programs and patterns of belief, releasing the limiting belief systems and creating new belief systems for yourself. And knowing that you can do it for yourself. I once met a woman in my networking who said, I go in and I release limiting belief systems for people. And I was like, what? I do that for myself. How can you do that for me? It doesn't work that way. So if I'm empowering you, I'm letting you know you're the one that releases the limiting belief system. I can hold the space for that to happen. I can support you in that journey. Yes, stepping up and believing in yourself. But I can't release the limiting belief system for you. I don't have that kind of power. You have that kind of power for you. And that's really when you are stepping into your freedom. My job is to activate your power, to provide the container of support for you to step into your power. And that's how I can support you and find your freedom, in finding your freedom. I'm not going to find your freedom for you. I'm not going to free you. No, you free you. You step into your power and into your freedom. You're the one that has to do the inner work to release the limiting belief systems, to transmute the programs and patterns, the imprints and implants. I don't do that for you. I can teach you how, but you're the one that does it for you. So I could keep going because I'm really, really passionate about this. Freedom has been one of my life's topic, that and learning patience. One of my life's journeys, I should say. Freedom has been a theme for me. So I'm well versed in knowing how to achieve freedom, attain more freedom, and expand into even more freedom after that. So if you think you're at a certain level of freedom and you want more, come to the retreat. You're a perfect fit. If you're very constricted in your life and you feel like you don't have much, but you're really willing to do the work to get there, come to the retreat. You're a perfect fit. Again, what it takes is your willingness, your readiness to commit. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me today. And I will be doing more Facebook Live videos. So if you have any suggestions about topics you want me to talk about, put them in the comments below. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.